What up, everyone? It's your boy, Stemming out of the Reverend of the Revolution, welcoming you to another edition of your Daily Revolution, the podcast that helps you to wake up, turn your brain on, and to prosper every single day and every part of your life. Today's topic, what would it take? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I love talking with people. You're getting used to hearing me say this because I'm having conversations with clients every day, group coaching, one-on-one coaching. I love just having open, real, raw conversation. And I'm speaking with a man today, and this man says, I want to change my life. I know that if I don't change, 1 or 2 years from now, I'm just going to go back to the same spot. And I said, well, are you okay with that? Are you okay with going back to the same spot? And he says, no. But man, I've just really got to think about this. Here's the deal. What is there to think about if you know? If you know that you don't like where you're headed? One of the great questions to ask is, what is the consequence if I do not change my life? What's the consequence if I don't eat healthier and I continue to put on excess weight? What's the consequence if I stay disconnected and play at level 3 versus level 10? What's the consequence on my family if I continue to show up like a one-dimensional douchebag? What's the consequence on my business if I continue to let my family down, stay disconnected, not give my spouse everything I've got, not take care of my physical body? And there's a cascading consequence effect. If you don't take care of your body, that affects your spirituality. That affects your marriage. That affects your intimacy. That affects your ability to be a parent if your body is unhealthy. If you don't take care of your spirituality and really go intense and sincere and intent, like real intent, that affects your body, that affects your energy, that affects your marriage, that affects your business. If you don't take care of your spouse and your children, and all you do is lie and sedate and do the cold shoulder treatment and all that garbage, that affects your business, that affects your spirituality, that affects your body. And of course, if you can't put money in the bank account or you're working 80 plus hours a week, that affects your body. That affects your spirituality. Are you starting to see something here? There's a pattern here. And the pattern is that one thing affects the other 3. Now, what happens when 3 of them are lagging? And 3 of them are behind? And 3 of them are suffering and you become a one-dimensional douchebag? Life sucks. So the question is, what would it take to alter your life? What would it take to change? Like, how intense does the pain need to get for you? How intense does it need to get? So, true story here. 10 months ago, 335 pounds, right? And I've shared this over and over. But I'm going to share it because it's relevant today. 335 pounds. Now, that's fat and obese for Satema. What would it take to change? I just did not like it. I was done. I couldn't believe that I would walk up the flight of stairs and be like, I didn't like people seeing me saying, dude, you're pretty big. I'm like, you could say it, I'm fat. I didn't like that my church clothes wouldn't fit. I didn't like that I had a gut. I didn't like it. What would it take? Pain. Pain physically, pain spiritually. I hated going to church feeling like a fat slob. I hated it. Couldn't stand it. So what did it take? It took me to finally be like, dude, enough is enough. I don't like this. I don't want this at all. What would it take for you to finally say, hey, I don't want this. I don't like this. I'm ready to change. See, not only is there a consequence, a cascading consequential effect, there's a cost. So let's take a look at this. What is the cost of you being overweight or underweight or unhealthy or addicted to some type of drugs or sedated or medicated? What's the cost? I'll tell you right now, for me, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why? Because if I don't show up at work with power and certainty, like my ability to close and coach and get people results, that suffers. My ability to feel connected to God, it suffers. My ability to lead my boys with happiness and joy suffers because now I'm pissed off that I'm overweight. Like, you can see how one affects the other, and there's a cost. What's the cost on my family? What it costs me is quality time, great memories, joy and happiness. What it costs me my business, there's a big financial cost. There is an enormous cost to you playing at 30 or 40%. So take a good look at your life, my brother, my sister. Take a good look. What is the cascading consequence or the cost? Financial cost, relational cost, business cost, spiritual cost, health cost. What's the ultimate cost if you do not change? Divorce? Addicted to porn? Addicted to some type of alcohol or drug? And I ain't even judging you. You want to do that? Cool. If that gives you what you want, great. But I guarantee you, for most of you, it does not. That's not real happiness. That's not real joy. And that's not real prosperity. So what would it take? Again, I say unto you, what will it take, my brothers and sisters? Will it take you losing a loved one? Will it take having a heart attack? Will it take getting cancer? Will it take you losing your wife or your husband? Will it take you getting kicked out of your community, your church, your home? Again, I say to you, what would it take? What will it take? Because you got one of two options. Keep doing what you're doing or do something else. And if what you're doing is working, keep doing it, my brother and sister. Keep on keeping. If it's not working, knock it off. Wake up. Do something different. Drastically different. Slightly different. I don't care, but do something different. Too many marriages are failing. Too many businesses are failing. Women are failing. Men's hearts are failing them. Families are failing. The opposition is winning. Why? Because you want to play at like 30 to 40%. You refuse to confront and to make changes in your life. Why? Because you're a liar, because you're lazy, you don't want to confront, you're okay being mediocre. Well, I'll tell you what, if you're a parent, wake the fuck up. You have a moral obligation to your children. Your children didn't ask for that bullshit. Your children didn't ask for you to be a half-ass, one-dimensional douchebag. Your children did not ask for you to step out and leave them. So wake up. Wake up right now. Start taking extreme ownership and responsibility. What would it take? I sure hope it doesn't take death or divorce. And yet, sadly enough, for some of you, I know that ultimately that's what it's going to take. And what's more sad, for some of you, even if something drastic happens, you still won't change. But for those of you who can hear my voice, for those of you who are willing to do something different, for those of you who say, hey, I don't want it to get to that point, what will it take? Brothers and sisters, don't wait. You don't have to wait for death. You don't have to wait for something crazy. Just do the work. Do it now. Stop waiting. Wake up. Do your work. Take care of your wife. Take care of your kids. Take care of your husband. Take care of your life. Man up or woman up to the commitments and covenants and obligations you've made. Don't matter how bad you are, you can change today. Wake up. What's it going to take? It's your boy Satem Ali reminding you, if you want a life of real radical results, a life that you love, it will require you to get into a relentless pursuit with a ruthless commitment to pay the piper every single day so that you can get to the top of the mountain where your prize, promises, and possibilities are waiting, just waiting for you. The revolution has begun. Will you join me? I'm out. For more info on joining the revolution and living your greatest life of prosperity today, go to www.yourdailyrevolution.com and join us in waking up, turning your brain on, and prospering today.